Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic from ELD's Time Vault Games. This is part of the monthly ELD Legacy Open. Some New England best gather to play for exceptional prizes, $50 buy-in, 100% credit to our top 8 here. It's almost a $1,300 prize pool in this one. Not a bad way to start off 2024. Can't wait to see how much we can grow this over the year. Got a Goblin Welder. Slideshow is not up. Let's see if I can remedy that. Doing it live. Here we go. Goblin Welder. For those that were not around during the Mindslaver era in Vintage, this guy was an absolute menace. People actually calling for his restriction in Vintage back then. Not saying they didn't sound like babies, but they were, in fact, calling for the restriction. Eventually, Lava Dart really crowded him out of the metagame. Incredibly solid answer. And more or less, people just started running more removal. That was really a thing, as Vintage had no removal at the time. Not really ever been the case in Legacy. The best decks often being Delver strategies that run cards like Lightning Bolt make Goblin Welder a really powerful, but not overly played card. Gives the combo a ton of resilience and can be a really tricky thing to play against, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to interact with this situation at all. Tyler is storming off. Buddy Goblin Engineer also on the board, standing by helplessly. This flurry of spells moves towards certain death, and it does, as Dark Ritual enables Beseech the Mirror, really the card that has been, I would say, the most significant impact on the Storm archetype, certainly in recent memory. Boy, I guess Galvanic Relay would probably be the card before that that really had a huge impact. But Beseech does everything that you want the deck to do. It tutors, it's efficient. That bargain, the ability to be getting essentially tutor for a 4-drop and get it for free is just incredible. Basically making this a free tutor if you were going to have to pay 4 mana for your tendrils. And of course, as we saw there, it's really all about Gaia's Will, bringing Yawgmoth's Will to Legacy. I mean, that's a card that I got to wonder if we could actually unban it at this point. I mean, Gaia's Will is the same card in this deck. Not castable from hand. It's suspendable. But yeah, not being able to cast it from hand certainly is a difference. Let me know what you think. If Yawgmoth's Will could actually see Legacy play, if that would be overly oppressive. Recently had Mind's Desire unleashed upon the format and basically made no impact whatsoever. I would say the biggest impact was getting the bruise going on the side of the basic island, or at least blue. I guess they don't even run basic islands, but mono blue storm. Talking about work like Tony Scapone's been doing with Coveted Jewel. Transmute Artifact has been very interesting in that archetype. Metamorphs just popping off once you get rolling. That all stemmed from experimenting with Mind's Desire and realizing that it was the worst card in the new shell. Trying to play with Paradoxical Outcome and all of these powerful effects, and Mind's Desire was actually the least reliable, impressive part of it. Painter here. Guess I'll try and keep the focus on the deck that's actually being played. Painter going aggro, which doesn't feel great. Seems like a big ask to actually out aggro a Ant or Epic Storm list. You've got a Cabal Ritual into 1 ring. That is going to basically be Time Walk plus Ancestral. This Phyrexian Dragon Engine doing its best, pushing in damage. Double Strike, nothing to scoff at. But Noah really does need an actual combo finish. It is unlikely he's going to get 2 more turns against Storm. See if he has... Even just with the way the mana is tapped, Painter coming in, potentially making things blue, opening up for Pyroblast, but like Noah just doesn't have interaction. Really just needs a grindstone and to finish this. Tyler opting to blow up the Painter Servant. Much more concerned about the potential to interact on the stack with a Pyroblast and the damage. He's got 2 life. That's all he needs. More than he needs, really. Totally fine from this position. Drawing 3 off of the 1 ring. Not going to win in this time frame. You weren't going to win against anything. I mean, this is 5 land drops. A ton of extra cards. Kind of comboing off at the last minute, as you do when you're given the time. Chrome Mox. Really good in this deck, as it's actually something you can sack to beseech the mirror. I was saying beseech the queen earlier. Beseech the mirror. Beseech the queen was the Shadowmoor tutor that saw a little play in some like janky mono black decks for a while. Or Grim Tutor was reprinted. Card's also not amazing. Storm Count building. 8. Probably has Tendrils in hand. I think that's the only thing that makes sense here. Otherwise, he would have been able to tutor it up. The Storm Count's plenty high. Yeah, he's already got the Tendrils in hand. So that is a wrap. As, you know, this is a deck to keep an eye on. We got the Dark Ritual Tendrils combo. Explosive, resilient, challenging to play and to play against at times. Now with the 1 ring in there, adding a new thing to potentially have to play around.